And now let's talk about cyclones. They're not uncommon in the Bay of Bengal. Since 1965, the Bangladesh coastline has seen 12 major cyclones. They've killed at least 500,000 people, but on Sunday, the country was taken by shock. Cyclone Remal made landfall. It caused widespread destruction. 65 people were killed, but what Bangladesh did not understand is the duration of the storm. This cyclone went on for 36 hours. It was one of the longest cyclones the country has seen. The reason? Climate change. It is turbocharging storms in the region. But there's still a silver lining here. Our next report tells you about it.
This is the Sundarbans, straddling Bangladesh and India. It is the largest mangrove forest in the world, a dynamic ecosystem and home to the Bengal tiger. On Sunday evening, Cyclone Remal made landfall close to the Sundarbans. For 3 days, the forest was underwater, and it has worried many. Bangladesh is no stranger to cyclones, but this was one of the longest in the country's history. Why? Because of climate change. Cyclone Remal was one of the quickest forming and long-lasting cyclones in the region. It brought with it strong gales and crashing waves. 65 people were killed. Thousands of homes destroyed, seawalls smashed, cities flooded, and millions left without power across India and Bangladesh.
I'm 90 years old. In my lifetime, I've never seen a cyclone or floods lasting 3 to 4 days. Storm usually lasts for 1 day and sunny weather will come the next day. I've never seen anything like this cyclone in my lifetime before.
This cyclone is more dangerous than the previous ones. There was rain and the wind speed was 120 to 130 kilometers per hour. We struggled to even go to the shelter center with my family. I've never seen something like this cyclone before.
Cyclones have killed millions in Bangladesh, but climate change is turbocharging them. Earlier, there was 1 superstorm a year. Now, there are close to 3. Cyclone Remal started as a low-pressure formation in the Bay of Bengal. Within 3 days, it turned into a severe cyclone. Usually, this process takes over a week. Plus, it lasted longer. Cyclone Remal continued for 36 hours. Compare that to the disastrous cyclone Aila in 2009 that lasted for around 34 hours. All of this means more damage and destruction.
The sides of the river are broken and water entered through this side of the village. Many people are marooned. The loss is immense.
Most of my new stock of clothing is either damaged or blown away by the storm, and the corrugated sheet made the roof toppled from this side to the other.
So, will storms only get worse in the future? Well, that is the prediction. Climate change is fueling more intense storms. But there is a silver lining here. It's better forecasting. With modern technology, it is easier to predict these events. That, coupled with efficient evacuation, means death tolls have dramatically reduced. Bangladesh and India both evacuated around 1 million people. Of course, there were deaths, but the number was negligible compared to the previous cyclones. The Sundarbans also helped in mitigating the cyclone's ferocity. The mangrove forest took the brunt, shielding the region from its full force. But the question is, for how much longer? How long can the Sundarbans protect the region? If you believe scientists, the answer is not encouraging. Climate change is affecting this mangrove forest too, and if it is not saved, it won't be long before the region loses its protective barrier. South Africa's May 29th elections
start of change in the country.
We are on the verge of history.
I am standing here at the forefront of change where voices echo the call for action. The nation grapples with an unemployment crisis. As South Africans prepare to cast their votes, the question looms, will the winds of change usher in a new era, or will the legacy of the past maintain its grip on the future?